Good morning. Good morning. So for this video, we came off of the hills of talking about the Antichrist, and Yah willing, I would like to go into talking about the land, right? The land. I've been meaning to do that. But before we do that, I thought it would be good to just stop for a second. And I wanted to talk about this question of who are the Israelites and the posture of asking Yahuwah, right? So the posture of asking Yahuwah and who are the Israelites. And what inspired this was, oh my gosh. Okay, so there was I went down a rabbit hole. So this was actually inspired by, if you guys are familiar, Michael Brown. So just to give you a little bit of background before I jump in, I had seen, so there's this debate. So there's two people. One is Dante Fortson. If you're not familiar, he's popular within the Israelite community and Israelite circles. So you can look these people up. So Dante Fortson is one person. He's somebody that, is kind of like a teacher in the Israelite community. And then Michael Brown. Michael Brown is Jewish. He's older. He's Jewish. I actually have to look. I'm gonna check, but he might be a pastor. He's probably a pastor. I don't know. But he's Jewish, but he believes in Yahusha, Jesus. But so in long story short, and I'll talk about this in other videos, but they basically had a debate. That's how I didn't know who Michael Brown was. I found Michael Brown through Dante Fortson, because they had basically a debate about who are the true biblical Israelites. Obviously, Dante Fortson, he's African American, so he, subscribes to the doctrine that the Israelites, like what I believe, that they're black, right? Not just African Americans, but but they're black people. And then obviously, Michael Brown, he's Jewish, so he's Messianic, but he believes that it's Jewish people, right? Well, I don't know. He believes probably that what most people believe, and that is, I don't know what he believes. I won't speak for him. I'll just say most people believe that the Jews are made up of different groups. A lot of times you're talking about Ashkenazi. What is it called? Is it called Mizrahi? Then there's Sephardic. Then I shared this before. Then some people think the Chinese. It's a whole thing. Ethiopians. It's a whole thing. Anyways, the point is, we know, he is Jewish. So he's, talking about more about the Jewish people. All right. Anyways, so I wanted to use Michael Brown's testimony to talk about this thing of who are the biblical Israelites. But before we jump into that, I actually probably will talk about that over however many videos it takes me. But that's going to be a lot of talking. So I love you guys. So I thought, before we jump into all that talking, I would actually just give a video of the point, right? Because who knows where people watch stuff. So this is a video of the major overall points that I would, that I pray you consider before I jump into doing all that talking. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so listen, the main point is, this is the main point of what I've seen, not only with Michael Brown, but with people of all different backgrounds, whoever, just with people. This is the point. When it comes to who are the biblical Israelites, the point is, most people decide. They decide what they believe, but they've never actually sat down to ask Yahuwah in the posture in which breeds success if you go before Yahuwah. But if you go before the throne, what will breed success is a particular posture when you approach the throne. What I found is most people, I'm going by my notes, but most people, they don't do that. They don't do that. They decide what they believe based off of different things, and then they just stick with that decision, and then they go about and live their lives, and then, and they have these beliefs. But most people, I argue most people, haven't actually approached the throne with a particular posture that we're going to talk about. So, and then I put in my notes, I'm going to repeat this process or repeat this thing, but test this with yourself and your inner circle. Like actually, like I may even do this. Like test this with yourself and your inner circle. So what does this look like? This is just go around and start asking people. And first test it with you. So test it with yourself. Test it with yourself. And that is get in a quiet place, sit down and say, who are the Israelites? And then see what your own answer is, before you ask other people. See, what is your answer? So if I say right now, who are the Israelites? Do you have an answer? I'll give you a minute. If I say the Israelites are black, do you have an answer? If I say the Israelites are Jewish, do you have an answer? Do you have one? Okay. Now here's the question. Have you ever asked Yahuwah? And listen, when I say, have you ever asked Yahuwah? I don't mean, our Father who art in heaven. Yeah, who are the Israelites? I don't mean that. I mean the posture in approaching the throne, which is why I want to talk about Mike Brown. He's Jewish, but ironically, going down that like rabbit hole of watching Dante Fortson and Michael Brown, it came up in my algorithm, but I stumbled upon a video about his testimony, which I'm gonna talk about probably in the next video. But the point is, I will say this, because that's what got me thinking about this, the posture in which we approach the throne to get an answer, which, I've shared this before, but I just think it's worth repeating before we start talking about Israelite stuff. So anyway, the point is, ask these questions to yourself and ask them go around and ask people in your inner circle if you feel led. Say, hey, don't like try to convince, because it's not about convincing. Just say, hey, who are the Israelites? And see what people say. And then say, do you think they're black? And see what people say. And then say, following the tips I'm gonna share, have you ever actually stopped and asked Yahuwah? I'm just curious. I believe most people's answer is no. And that's important because we talk about debate. See, this is what sparked all this. Dante Fortson and Michael Brown, they were debating. We talk about debates. We talk about tossing out scriptures, all these things. But what it really boils down to is an intimate interaction. And that is, before we do all that, have we actually taken and sacrificed time out of our life to ask Yahuwah? And I'm telling you, most of the time the answer is no. So then we have to ask ourselves, well, then how do we even believe what we believe? Like, how do I believe what I believe if I've never taken the time with a particular posture to go before Yah? I'm telling you, this is what I think is happening. So when people talk about who are the Israelites, the first step is, have we even asked Yah? And I'm telling you, a lot of people, test this. A lot of people have opinions, but they haven't actually taken the time with their own life to ask in a particular posture. So this is the posture, because I don't want to run out of time even on this one. And I said I was going to get to the point, sorry. But that's the main point. The main point is most people just decide what they believe, but they have not actually asked Yahuwah. They just decide and that's just what they believe, and then they live it. But they actually haven't taken the time, like take a weekend out of your life to actually get before the throne with a particular posture and ask. So this is the posture. And honestly, this will work for any topic, not just who are the biblical Israelites, but I'm just using that because I'm going to talk about that. And I just thought this was, and I found for most people, for this topic, they haven't done this. For this topic, most people have not. They haven't done it. Okay, so the posture, and this was, I'll just give credit where credit is due, when I was watching Mike Brown's testimony. The posture is one, an encounter with Yahuwah. So it pretty much starts with you have a personal encounter with Yahuwah. Now you can seek that and invite him in, and you can have an encounter with Yahuwah. 2, this is basic. This is obviously. 2, ask. Like ask, seek, knock. Ask Yah. Ask, who are the biblical Israelites? Just straight up, are they black? Ask. Most people, they're not going to do that, and they haven't done that, yet they have a belief system, but they've never asked. They've never just sat down and asked. So step 2 is ask. Actually ask. Step 3, to the best of your abilities, try to have an open heart and be ready to receive the answer. Okay, that's step 3. Step 4 is insanely important. It's insanely important. Step 4 is, now this has to be true. If you living in fake city, Yahuwah will know, but this has to be true. But with humility, declare before Yahuwah that you will, this is key, that you will follow him no matter what the answer is. Now, right there, that's what most people gonna fall off. I'm telling you right now, right there. But this is key. Declare before Yahuwah, I don't care what. I don't care. I'm asking you a question. I don't care what this answer is. I'm riding with you. I'm going to ride with you. No matter what the answer is, we riding. Speak that to him. Let him know. Say, I don't care. I'm riding with you. Now, it has to be true. He'll see if it's not true. But I'm just saying, try to come with the posture of, I'm going to ride with you no matter what this answer is. I'm riding with you. This is to Yahuwah. 5, let your faith match your works. So the faith is the faith is you're doing this process, whether you believe in God or not, whether you do or don't, wherever you're coming from. Again, it's this one. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The faith is you're initiating this process, right? You've initiated an encounter with the Lord. You're initiating, this process. So let your faith match your works by, being open for Yah to answer you through the word, which means you've got to read it. You've got to read it. Now, I'm not here to talk about Talmud versus Bible. I'm not here. I go by this. So what I'm saying is you got to read the word. Your faith is you're going before the throne. The work that matches your faith is you are opening yourself up to reading the word so that Yahuwah can answer you. And I put another note. Yahuwah answers by his word. So listen, a lot of times we know that sometimes also Yahuwah answers by signs. Okay. So I just wanted to stop, pause, and do another quick note. We just came off of talking about the Antichrist and signs and wonders. So I do want to say this. A lot of times I hear people say, I prayed and I got all these signs. That's amazing. That's true. But I want to do a reminder. I'm going to hold it up. Okay. I'm going to do a reminder. Any signs and wonders you feel you've gotten from Yahuwah should be backed up with this. Because this is another issue, is that a lot of people believe in signs. But the signs, whether we want to believe it or not, sometimes they go against the safe foundation of the word. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this is step, what did I say this step was? Is this 5? It's 5. Your faith match your faith match your works by you reading the word. The work is you have to actually read some of the word, be open to that so that Yahuwah can answer you, because Yahuwah answers by his word. If you just do the steps and then you talk about I had all these signs, a lot of people do that, but just be careful, because some of them signs, any sign and wonder should be backed up by this. That's what I'm trying to say. Any sign and wonder should be backed up by that. So you can't just do stuff and then it's like signs. That's fine, but it should still lead you to this, because this is how we hear from Yah. Okay. And I put the word is Yahuwah answering you. He answers through his word. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna run out of time. This was supposed to be a quick video. Okay. So that's it. I'm gonna run out of time. But that's what I want to talk about, Mike Brown's testimony, as a way to illustrate these points. So, and again, this is not just to figure out who the Israelites are. You can take this for any topic when you want to go before Yahuwah, this posture. But the point is, this is for the Israelites, but this is the point. Again, just test the theory with yourself. I'm going to run out of time. Ask a question, give yourself an answer. Now ask, have you actually taken the time to ask Yah using this posture? Encounter, ask, open heart, declare to Yah you will follow him no matter what, and let your faith match your works by reading his word. Okay, I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye. This is going to end. Bye.